Okay, Hare Krishna. So we will start the session 43. Yes. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaya Dadati Sapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uttapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagan Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Satvaitam Savathutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahaganalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Rama. So Hare Krishna devotees, welcome back to the session 43 of Master the Basics of Sanskrit Grammar and Sahitya. So today we will be discussing a very important topic that is called Alankara Shastra. Alankriyate anena iti alankara. So through which something is ornamented, something which is decorated. So by the ornaments, something which is beautified. So then that is called alankara. And alankara are of two types. So alankara, when the woman will, when she will put the alankara on her body, then the body becomes beautiful. Similarly, in the Vangmaya or in the Shabda Samyam, the Shabda Vangmaya, when we put the alankara, the rules of alankara, and when we put that alankara rules in that particular statement, then in the kavyam, when it is heard, when it is when it is heard, when it is read, when it is spoken, so it is very beautiful to hear. It's very beautiful to hear. The person gets so much of the rasa, which is pradhana there. So from rasa, it will so much, there will be ananda, he will be good. So alankara, they are in English, we call it as figures of speech. Okay. So what is the history of alankara? So what is the origin of alankara basically? Human beings are always worshippers of beauty. Yes. Poets have used alankara since ancient times, like history, Purana, etc. Alankara Shastra is also very ancient. When poets created poetry, only then they automatically got absorbed in alankaras. And the use of alankara is also present in Vedic literature also. Like in Veda also we find alankara. For example, in Usha Shukta of Rig Veda, so we find the use of Upama alankara. Then also we find in the description, so the use of Upama alankara is in the description of Usha Devi. Then the use of Atishayokti alankara. This is Atishayokti alankara, this is Artha alankara. And that is seen in the Rig Veda. So in that there are so many different types of alankaras which are seen in the Vedic literature. So this is already there in the Vedas, and the Kavis, they are using in their Kavis. So this is the origin of the Alankara Shastra. So based on the different rules of how to use the Shabda and what should be the Punarabritti, what should be the Abritti or the repetition of Shabda or repetition of Artha, or there should be change of Artha in one Shabda, in one Padyam or in one Gadyam, or it could be Champu Kavyam, anything. So in that way, when there is some type of predominance of Shabda, when there is a repetition of Gyanjanam, when there is a repetition of Swara, so based on that, there are categorizations of Alankaras. In some Alankara where the predominance of Artha is there, then that will be considered as Artha Alankara. And where the predominance of Shabda is there, and there the tolerance of Artha is accepted, but the tolerance of Shabda is not accepted, then that Alankara is called Shabda Alankara. But where the Shabda and Artha both are predominant, so then that is called Shabdartha Alankara or Ubhaya Alankara. So then we have subdivisions of Shabdartha Alankara, like Punaruktavada Bhasa Alankara is the Shabdartha Alankara. Then for the Shabda Alankara, we have Anuprasa Alankara, Shlesha Alankara, Yamaka Alankara. Then for Artha Alankara, we have different types, Upama Alankara, Rupaka Alankara, Atishayukti Alankara. So these are so many different types of Shabda Alankar, Artha Alankar, based on different categorizations of the nature of the, the varnas, based on the avriti of Vyanjanas or Varna Samudaya. So in that way, when the rules of this repetition, when the rules of how to put the Vyanjanas in what manner that they should be in, so then that creates so much of pleasure. That creates that creates a source of our pleasure. Because when we hear this type of line, when we hear the line where the words are repetitive, but the meanings are changed, then that is we are able to uh, uh, we are able to actually adore. Yes. So we are able to praise the nature of the poetry. Yes. Then in the Rig Veda, also we have so many other examples like Dva Suparna Sivaja Sakhaya Samanam Vriksham Pari Shasvajat. Dayoranya Pippalam Syat Vatyanya Shannanyonyo Pichaka Shiti. So here the Alankar has come automatically by the poet's speech and not by effort. Lavanya. So how? Because when poet they write the kavyam. So from then on, automatically the alankaras are also absorbed. From then on, the alankara is also used in the kavyam. So it is not something new, or something is not that poet has to do some extra effort to put the alankaras. No, when the Kavi writes the kavyam, automatically the alankara is also included in the poet's speech or the kavyam. So how the example is given, Lavanyam is never separated from the body. In the same way, the poetry is not separated from the Alankara. The Alankara only enhance the beauty of the poetic one. Just as there is warmth in fire, so is the beauty of Alankara. So the fire cannot be separated from the warmth. Similarly, the poetic work cannot be separated from the Alankara. Alankar has to be there, and that will enhance the beauty of the Kavya Shastra. So that is why Vamana has said, Saundaryam Alankara. Jayadev says that the lack of heat is never possible in fire. In the same way, the poetic work is never without the Alankara Shastra. Okay. Then what is the use of Alankara? Alankara means beauty. Wherever there is a beautiful thing, our eyes run there. Our eyes get pleasure from the sight of a beautiful object. By accepting beautiful food, joy arises in the mind. Similarly, reading of beautiful poetry also generates joy in the mind, ananda. Then the Paramartha Ukti Vaichitryam is the Alankar. So, in fact, if a real thing is said, then it is just a story, but it does not produce miracles. Okay. When something is said, Paramartha Ukti, something which is being spoken, and normally is in a story, then it's just spoken without alankara, then it does not produce miracles. But for example, like Mama Nama Devadatta, Aham Pratitam Pratidinam Vidyalayam Gachha. So this type of sentences give a real sense of meaning, but there is no miracle in this sentence. If miracle is not a specific sentence, then there is no poetry. And here people do not rejoice due to the absence of the specific sentence, because the alankara is not used in this sentence. So that's why there is no rejoice. So there is no ananda which we can do. If there is a ukti vaichitryam, then there is a joy. So when there is vaichitryam means miraculous statements. So beautifully when the statement is spoken, when the alankara rules are there in the shloka, so beautifully when the poetic sentence is made, then it creates miracle. Yes. So then we get ananda. So this is the use of the alankara. Now Vamana has said in the Adi Sutra of Kavya Alankara Sutra, Kavyam Grahyam Alankara, whatever is acceptable to his poetry. And Kuntakacharya is of that opinion that Alankara has poetry. If a woman wears Alankara, she looks very beautiful. Similarly, if there are Alankara in poetry, then that poetry is very dear. Just as ornamentation enhances the beauty of the body, similarly, Shabda Alankara and Artha Alankara enhance the beauty of the poetic body. If there is no Ukti Vaichitryam, okay, there is no miracle in the sentence, then there is that poetry is not acceptable. This Chandra Iva Mukham is an example of Upama Alankar. Upama Alankar is of Artha Alankar. So this example is Chandra Iva Mukham. So Mukham is like, but it is beauty is like the beauty is there in the Mukham like Chandra. So the general meaning is that as there is beauty in the moon, so is the beauty in the mouth. There is a direct meaning in the sentence. For this reason, there is no miracle in the sentence due to the absence of Ukti Vaichitre and Udhat. So therefore, poetry is not accepted. Here, the meaning of beauty is secretly present in Chandra Iva Mukha. In this sentence, due to the presence of Ukti Vaichitram and good Artham, there is a miracle of Vilasa. Therefore, listening to this sentence creates joy in the minds of people. So said Vamana. What is the result of poetry with Alankara? Then we said, Kavyam Sat Drishtartha Drishtartham Priti Kirti Hetutvat. So, in that way, we are, when we put the Alankara, the Artha Alankara is there in the sentences, that the beauty is like the beauty is compared with a Chandra. Okay. So, in that way, there is a miracle. There is a miracle. And in the Kavya Shastra, there are many different types of components are there, which has to be there in the Kavya. So I will not be getting into detail. Like, for example, here there is mention of Vilasa. Then Vilasa is there. Then many other components are there in the Kavya Shastra. But I would not like to go into the details because that will become very elaborate discussion. So for now, just understand that the Alankara, they, in the Kavyam, cannot be separated from the Alankara. And then this type of statements, so then there is a presence of Ukti Vaichitram. There's a presence of Ukti Vaichitram. So Vaichitram means wonder, there is a miracle. Wow. In that way, we are, whenever we are hearing that statement, so that type of feeling comes, that type of adoration comes. Yes, that type of praiseworthy words come out of the mouth. Wow, so nicely you have spoken. And that will create miracle in your heart. That will create miracle in your heart. So, and also Gudhartha. So there is a very deep meaning explained when there is a Kavya with Alankara. So there is so deep meaning is being explained. So in that way, there are many purposes of the Alankara in the poetry. Yes. And what else we have? The Satkavya is respected by us because by reading Satkavya, love arises. And he has a vision. So reading of Kavya, Satkavya brings fame. And this is his ultimate purpose. So in the opinion of Bhamaha Kavi, the Alankara in poetry are the main ones. Alankara is the soul of poetry. Like for example, the body is useless without the soul. So that's why the poetry is useless without the Alankara. So properly the Drishtartha and the Adrishtartham. So very proper what is to be seen or what is to be understood and what you can tell. The Drishtartha and the Adrishtartha basically. And the Preeti arises, the love arises in the heart. And also Kirti. So Kirti also arises. So Kirti, we also the Kirti, the fame we get. Okay. From the Satkar. Then the types of Alankara. So there are different types of Alankara. What are they? Usually there are two types of Alankara. Shabda Alankara and Artha Alankara. So there is also a Ubhay Alankara in other opinions. Anuprasa is an example of Shabda Alankara. And Upama, etc. are Artha Alankara. And Punarukta Vada Bhasa Alankar is a Shabda Artha Alankar or Ubhay Alankar. So in that way, there are many intricacies about what is Shabda, what is Artha Alankar, what is Ubhay Alankar. Now the Alankara which are word dependent, they are called Shabda Alankar. So wherever Shabda Pravitya Sattvam occurs, that is those Alankara which do not tolerate the change of the word, do not tolerate the use of synonyms in the place of the word used. So the word itself is the power in that Alankara. And the word that when it changes, the Alankara also perishes. So therefore, where such situations occur, there are Shabda Alankara. Meaning is changed, no problem. But the Shabda should remain same. The Alankara which are dependent on the meaning, they are called Arthalankaras. So where there is Shabda Parivritti Shahatvam occurs. So those Alankara which can tolerate the change of the word, tolerate the use of synonyms in the word. And Alankara has the power of meaning, or means the Artha is predominant in it. There should be no change of meaning. So then if the meaning is changed, the Alankara is also perished. But in the Artha Alankara, only when the word changes, the Alankara does not perish. No problem. So therefore, where there is such type of situation, so there are Artha Alankara. So Shabdartha Alankar, this is Shabdartha Alankar or Ubhay Alankar. So somewhere the integration of both the word and the meaning is seen with a special strangeness. Okay, with a special strangeness. In those places, due to the miracle of both word and meanings, the Shabdartha Alankar is accepted. Here, both the word and the meaning prevail. Both are predominant. Word, here there is, words have the ability to change. In the Shabdartha Alankar, both are predominant. But here, words have the ability to change. So there are the different things when we also, if you get into the examples, then the this proper concept, this meaning of the Shabdartha Alankar would be more clear. But for now, just theoretically, you can understand that how the Shabdartha Alankara occurs. So when there is predominance of word also and artha also, so then the Shabdartha Alankara happens. But in Shabdartha Alankara, the artha should not be, is not tolerated. But the change of word is tolerated. So the predominance of word and meaning is seen. Second feature, change of meaning is not tolerated. Third one is change of word is enabled. Okay, so there is only one ornament called Punarukta Vadabhasa in poetics. So Shabdartha Alankara, there is only one ornament, one type of Alankara, that is Punarukta Vadabhasa Alankara. Okay, then we have another type of Alankara called Shabda Alankara. So what is the meaning of Shabda Alankara? Basically, the predominance of letters, words and sentences is seen in Shabda Alankara. Here, the Shabda Alankar consists of letter, word and sentence. Basically, Anuprasa has Varna Dhvani. There is Pada Dhvani in Yamaka Alankar, Vakrokti Alankar and Shlesha Alankar. And Sarva Yamaka have Vakya Dhvani. So words have predominance in rhetoric. So basically, where the words are predominance, so words have predominance, the change of meaning is okay, but the change of word cannot be possible. So this is there in the Shabda Alankar. And change of word in Shabda Alankar is never accepted. Miracles happen only by the insertion of the words in Shabda Alankar. And Shabda Alankar consists of syllables, Shabda, phrasings and syllables. Basically, there is actually, there is a mistake here. So letter, word and sentence. So Shabda Alankar consists of letters, words and sentence, and they have predominance. So these are the features of the Shabda Alankar. And what are the divisions of the Shabda Alankara? So there are 5 types of Anuprasa. Anuprasa is one of the Shabda Alankara, and it is of 5 types. Cheka Anupras, Vritya Anupras, then we have other types of Anupras. Then Yamaka Alankar is one other type. Then Vakrokti is of 2 types. Then in Artha Alankar, we have Upama Alankar, Ananvaya Alankar, Rupaka Alankar, Utpreksha Alankar, Afanuti Alankar, Drishtanta Alankar, Atishayukti Alankar. So there are many different rules. What are the rules of Upama? What should be the components should be there in the Upama Alankar? And how the Artha should be predominant, and the word change can be there, but the Artha change cannot be tolerated. So this type of intricacies I will not be discussing here, but for just you can understand the glimpse, or just I'm just giving the introduction. What is the Alankara Shastra? Then Artha Alankaras are accepted by following the meaning of miracles in poetic. So miracle happened due to the meaning by the Shabdas. Then that is the Alankara in which there is a miracle by sheltering the meaning. Then it is called Artha Alankara. If the word is changed in Artha Alankara, then Alankara remains the same. No problem. So the word is changed, so that is tolerated. That is, the use of synonyms is possible, but the meaning is predominant. So meaning cannot be tolerated. So upamas and rupaka are arthalankar. So the use of synonyms is possible in arthalankar. Change of words is possible in arthalankar. And meaning change is possible in arthalankar. So basically, the meaning that should not be, that is main predominant, and that should not change. So that is there in the arthalankar. And the examples of arthalankar are what? Upama alankar, rupaka alankar, these type of alankaras are. So these are the features of the artha alankar. So that's it for today. I have covered the Shabda Alankar, Artha Alankar, and the meanings of Alankar, that how the Alankara, they are actually ornaments on the poetic work. Yes. So when the Kavya is written by the Kavi, so Alankara is always there in the Kavya. So that cannot be separated. Like the body cannot be like this body cannot be separated from the soul. Body would be useless. Similarly, the poetic word would be useless without the Alankar. So that's why it's non-different. Automatically, when Kavyam is spoken, so Alankara, different Alankaras are used. Like even the Kalidasa's works, like in Raghuvamsham Mahakavyam, in that Upama Alankara is very much used. So much. There, Upama Alankara is very much used. So Upama Alankara is one type of Arthanankara. So these are the different things about the Alankara. So that's it for today. We will conclude here. Vansha kalpata rupyascha kripa sindubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.